Alrighty, hey guys, it is Caitlin here, and it's another episode of Catching Up with Caitlin. And today's topic is going to be all about top 10 things that a guest would like to know from a former Disney cast member. And again, for those of you who are watching live, thank you for being patient with me. I had to come up with the banners and had to rewrite a couple things real fast. For those of you who are on Team Replay, who are here watching the replay, please make sure to comment down below. Let us know about what your thoughts are and if I should have had a different thing on the list. Also, former cast members, also add your input in things that you want to know for others, so that way as many people can know about as possible. So again, thank you all for being here. I know this is kind of a weird topic tonight, but Dean, the turkey leg stir bancraft, actually came up with this idea, and he said, just use it for your stream. I'm like, okay. So with that, I'm going to be saying hello to chat. We have James Ryan here. Hello, James. We got Big Disney fan in the house. Hi, Keith. We have, of course, Dean. Hello. And sorry, guys, for the delay, but I had a few technical stuff, but that's fine. James says, when you leave for Disney, oh, you're staying local. So you're about Northeast of Disney. Oh, that's awesome. Awesome. We got One Stop Mouse in the house. Bob, hello. We have Andy Kiss in the house. Hello. And we have 7 people here, but only a few in chat, but that's okay. For those of you who are here that has a YouTube account, please go and type it in the chat to let us know. And I'll give you guys another minute or so because I know the notifications just went out, so that way all of you guys can know. Again, everyone knows that today's topic is going to be about 10 things to know if as a guest from a former Disney cast member like myself. Again, we are live, so I want to plug Dean from the Live Place, guys. Go check him out. Dreamers Empire here on YouTube. The Live Place here on YouTube, as well as dreamersempire.com and the liveplace.com. It's your family-friendly guide for streamers here on the internet that are family-friendly, and it goes from all different topics, from Disney to special needs like myself to cruising to even the RV community now. Has over 120 YouTubers on that list and a lot of shows. So make sure you guys go check it out. Make sure you guys support him because he's awesome and he doesn't ask for anything in return. And again, guys, you guys are all amazing. Again, make sure you can support all the cast members who make magic for us. And I have a little special announcement to say right at the end of the stream. So if you guys want to hear about a special episode of Catching Up with Caitlin coming up on tomorrow, stay tuned. Also, guys, that's for later. Hold on. Sorry, guys. Also, guys, I would love for you guys to continue to support Arizona Dream. They're going to have a new batch of stickers coming out very shortly, all Christmas themed. We even have a I love you sign language sticker coming with Harrison's art in it, and I'm so excited about it. Beyond excited. Oh, and guys, Allie drew a painting that is up on her Instagram. If you guys want to check it out, it's animation_drawing_adventure on Instagram. Make sure you guys go check it out because Allie's painting came out and it turned out fantastic. Would love for you guys to hear about it. Let's see, just making sure I'm not missing people. Alrighty. Yeah, as James says, Dean and the Live Place is a wonderful way for all the Disney channels. Yes, absolutely. Go and check them out. He's an awesome person to do that for all of us here on YouTube, and with nothing in return. So, and he's not at 1K yet, and I don't know why he isn't, because he's had big and small helping them out. So, but with that, we're gonna go into today's episode, and once other people hop into the bandwagon, I will certainly let you guys know. So we're going to start off with no particular order. These are things as a cast member that I think most guests should know about and should share with other people who visit Disney for the first time. It's a way to celebrate or a way to make sure your trip is the most efficient as possible. So these are in no particular order. I came up with these in my head maybe about an hour ago. And let's get right into it. So at number 10, one of the things I want you guys to know as a cast member is that nothing would run at Disney without communication. And once you do that between your entire team and even your entire family, it helps you make your entire trip better. So having a well-induced plan, whether to have your park day set or to even have must-dos that you guys have to have on your list if you're having multiple people come. Because that's one of the things that helped us is that when we take other people on Disney first time, we always ask them what their must-dos are, so that way we can integrate it into the trip and not have to plan a separate and then not run into issues where they can't ride something. So that's a big tip. Also, we have, so number 9 on my list. This is going to be a short stream, but then I'm going to have to go into some detail on some of the things that don't make a lot of sense. But number 9 is making sure to be respectful to all the cast members on the phone that you talk to. For those of you guys who don't know what those cast members are part of a building called DRC, and it's called the Disney Reservation Center. And that is where you can talk to all the cast members. You can book things like hotel stays, tickets. You can also book dining reservations. And you can also book things such as tours, like the VIP tours. It's a great way of spending time with them. A lot of times they don't get the recognition that they do in the theme parks, and that they need just as much love as they do. So to occupy their time, allow them to go through the survey that is asked on the phone. When you finish the conversation with the cast member on the phone and you find a great experience with them, please make sure to do the survey at the end. It really helps them out, and it goes sometimes towards their record. And if you find something that's extraordinary, make sure you write an extra note for the manager, so that way they can get the correct information to the guest or to the cast member. James, when I design trips, I also believe in planning and usually creating a spreadsheet. We don't have the time to do the spreadsheet, but normally we just have our park days measured up, and then what our must-dos, like if we want to do one restaurant, like what would we do? So that's good. Hello, Disney's Adventure. Thank you for being here. You are not too late into it. I only went into 2 topics. Number 3. Number 3 is a really important one. I'm sorry, number 8. Number 8. Sorry, guys. It's been a long day. Number 8 on my list is making sure to book time for rest throughout the day. Trust me, with the amount of hours you do in the theme parks, especially if you only visit about once or twice a year, the time you spend in the parks can be emotionally and physically draining. So always having a rest day sometime in your vacation is always well necessary, or having days where you're staying laid back. So whether you're doing a half a day and doing it at Disney Springs and spending half the day in the hotel, in the pools, or hanging out, doing other things like mini golf or one of the water parks is a great way to spend your rest day. Because you need that to get through the rest of the trip. Usually we do it at the middle of the trip, so usually a Wednesday or a Thursday for there the entire week. But it just depends on what we're doing that day. So that's a big tip. Make sure you guys have a rest day. And if you have kids, my best advice is to go at rope drop, and also taking a midday break, going back to the hotel at around 10, 11:30, noon o'clock, and go until about 2, so you guys can take a rest. Your kids can spend a little time in the pool, and allows them to recoup and then set up for the nighttime. Gives them a schedule of what it's to come. And plus, it separates the day up for everyone. It doesn't make it feel like you're doing a full 12 hours in the park, especially with kids. That's really essential. Number 7, and number 7 is a PSA that I usually do. That's kind of crazy. That I hope that can change. Number 7, when you are riding an ECV, which for those of you who do not know what an ECV is an electronic charging vehicle, and that is the scooters that we rent for guests in the theme park. Now, for those of you who don't know how they work, so you pretty much mostly get them from stroller rental in the front of the park. Except in Disney Springs, you can get those at Town Center, which is the beginning right by the bus loop. And once you do that, you're given a set of instructions by the cast member. The cast member always instructs you that you never use the horn for something unless if it's an emergency. For example, if you don't feel well and you need medical attention, it's a kind of a secret way of doing that. Whether you're almost in harm of others and they can't see you. However, there are some people in the park that no matter if it's a busy day or a slow day, they still honk at people when they're not walking fast enough. And that's not exactly what the horn on the ECV is used for. So for those of you guys who use ECVs, please be respectful of that, and please respect what the cast member is telling you, because we do it for safety reasons. We understand that some people aren't walking as fast as you do, But however, it doesn't mean at the same time that you have priority to get people out of the way. The same thing goes with strollers. Make sure you guys follow the instructions that cast members tell you about stroller rental and what you can do. I always tell families, if you guys want to bring your own sheets to put into the sticker section, feel free to. Just make sure it's the size of about a 3/4 of a sheet of paper. Usually I'd have it double-sided, so that way it's good to go, and you can also switch it through different themes throughout the week. I think that's really fun. Usually we do, like, I always tell families to have 3 or 4 themes the next trip they come here, and they said it's a great idea. They're like, why haven't we thought about this earlier? Because the one thing with strollers rental is that you can't find your stroller if you own a Disney one, because there's a lot of people who rent those strollers in the parks, and it's hard to find them. So you have to find something that differentiates yours from another. I always tell people sometimes to put colored ribbon at the end. Maybe having a tactile sticker that can be removable, like a re-adhesive sticker on the plastic laminate on the side that they can use to identify it. Just simple things like that to make their stroller a lot easier to navigate. And also follow any instruction that a cast member at an attraction or a restaurant will tell you about stroller rental. That way you're following the exact rules, and you're also being courteous to the cast members' job and efficiency to allow them to do their job properly and to enjoy giving magic to others. And then James said with the other one, with the taking the rest day, he says, I usually rest in the middle of the day at the resort and take a swim, sometimes a nap, and then go back to the park. The limited hours in the absence of park hopping has changed that. Absolutely. Right now, it's definitely not a time to do that, unless if you have a child who is like a medically needy child. Sometimes you do need that break, even in these limited hours. But sometimes I could tell them to not go back to the resort, but going to like a local resort in the area. So usually, like, if it's Magic Kingdom, I'd always tell them to go to the Contemporary. Especially right now. That's what I usually recommend to people, is to go park hop or resort hopping if you need to. You can always get readmission into the park. All right, number 7. Or did I do number 7, guys? What was my count? Somebody have me with my count. Because Hi guys, sorry about that. I don't know what happened. I suddenly was trying to click on a comment to go back, and it just suddenly refreshed and went back to the home screen of StreamYard. So I apologize. Hopefully somebody can tell me if I'm back, because my StreamYard's not exactly working. Maybe I should pull out the YouTube chat. That might be helpful. Okay. Sorry, guys. I'll be right there in just a moment. Okay. Now I got it. Okay. Okay. Now I'm good. It won't let me load the chat. Okay. Okay, I'm going to cancel that. Alrighty. BDS says, my trip will be in a few hours, and I will spend a few hours in park, rent 2 hours, and then spend a few more times in park. Yeah, absolutely. Keith, that's a great idea for your trip. Great way to do that. Alrighty, and James, as always, reach out at me on social media. I'm big on Instagram, so make sure if you guys need to contact me, that's where you find me. Thanks, everyone, for telling me I'm back. And James says I'm on number 6. Perfect. Thank you. Number 6. Please make sure if you're going to character meet and greets, this is before COVID and not now, because there's no character meet and greet right now. But in the case of a character meet and greet, you guys have meet and greets, please make sure you guys have your cameras ready and you have your autograph books ready and open and ready to go. The reason why we do that is because it saves a lot of time in the middle of a meet and greet and allows for the full experience to run very smoothly. Unfortunately, there's only a limited amount of time with how many guests that the character needs to see per day. And the little things like that, keeping your autographs open and your cameras ready to go, is to help the cast members get you as much time with the character as you possibly can. And allows for the photographer to have the specific amount of time so that way they can capture those amazing pictures that you all know and love from those characters. Whether it's the autograph when the character signs the autograph in front of the kids, to the actual fun pictures where they're just talking and having fun. That's a great thing to use, is making sure that you follow any instructions the cast member gives you, and to make sure that the autograph books are ready to go. Saves a lot of time, and trust me, from my experiences being in the park, it's definitely has been a interesting situation to say the least. Alrighty, this is going to be a quick list today, but I'll go into more of the honorable mentions today. Number 5 is plan ahead when you guys want to plan yourself a tentative to-do list for the day. Whether it is things that you have to ride, it's part of your agenda and you have to ride, make sure you have that listed in a notes or a Google Planner app. That way it's ready to go, and when you look at that day, you have kind of a slight idea what you want to do. Especially right now with being in COVID and there's no fast passes, it's a great way to make sure that you are able to get everything you want in your trip ready to go. And also, if you use the DAS system, remember that all of the attractions you may have to still wait in a queue line. So remember that when you come back to that, keep in mind that you can still do some attractions with the DAS system, but some you still may have to wait in standby lines just because of the division of the park. So I always say to people to have your must-dos first, your shows, and if you do a nighttime show, or a parade, make sure you guys have that specifically booked so that way you're not intentionally putting attractions where it shouldn't have been. For example, making sure to keep your live stream open from, let's say, 7:30 to about 9:30 if they want to do the fireworks at night, because sometimes you have to set up a little early. Or making sure that dinner time is not too early and it's not 4 o'clock and your kids are hungry by 8 or 9 o'clock before the park closes. Simple things like that to make sure that everything runs smoothly. Let's see. Dean says, "Oh yes, be ready." Yes, goodness knows you're in a long line long enough. Exactly, 100%. Actually, Keith, I wouldn't skip the meet and greets for you for a first time. I would have you do some of the Fab Five. Tinkerbell's absolutely fantastic to meet in the park. She's really sassy, really fun. Mickey, of course, it's a must for your first time is to meet Mickey. So I wouldn't exactly skip it. However, I would do your must. Like, do have a list of a few characters you would love to meet. Like, I think Joy and Sadness from Inside Out, I think is going to be some of them that you would want to meet. Well, technically just Joy now, because it's just Joy in the parks. But, have a list of a few you want to meet. I don't say skip it, but completely. Actually, my favorite meet and greet is in Animal Kingdom, and it's Mickey and Minnie in their safari outfits. Really cute. Really enjoy that. Yeah, James says, "I appreciate it very much when people have their autograph books open and ready when they ask me. It makes it easier for me since I get so many requests." 100%. 100%. Keith says he'll record the parade and cavalcades to have something to remember. That's awesome. Great idea. No, I know I did the same thing. Meant it back in 2009 when Toontown was still a thing. Rest in peace, Toontown. But I remember that. That was fun. That was fun. I enjoyed that. Alrighty, number 5 on my list, and this is for all the PSA to guests and merchandise. Please don't blame us about the prices. Unfortunately, a lot of us cast members are just working for the mouse, and we are not very godmothers, and we can't unfortunately change the price. We get that literally all the time, and it's not our fault, and yet again, we don't know the answer to why they're so expensive, but we just sell the merchandise. So please be kind to cast members when they are. We know it's frustrating. We know it's a little bit more than what you first timers expect. But keep in mind that a lot of us are working long shifts with a long time in between of breaks. So keep that in mind when you're in the park. And if you're frustrated, make sure if you apologize to the cast member if you do cross a line and you didn't intend to, because sometimes we know that sometimes vacation can be stressful, and we know that it's it's a hard thing to collaborate in your mind and hard to take out. And vacation brain is a thing, so we know that. But just be kind to those who are in the merchandise. And if they're in the middle of a task and they can't hear you, let them finish the quick task and then say, hey, I need some help, and they'll be able to assist you. Allowing them to finish their task if possible, or they're in the middle of discussing something with a coworker, let them discuss it, because it could also help them support you. That's my number 5. Number 4. I think number 4 is pretty important, but it's common sense, but to the first time guest, it's not exactly a common occurrence. I think to myself, I always tell people that please be respectful of people's space, especially in the parks. We've gotten into some heated arguments with people when they don't give space pre-COVID. So I can't imagine how it is now. And making sure to respect people's space, especially cast members. I've had a few things happen that basically told us, like, they got mad, they got closer to me, and I usually would ask them, please respect my space. Like, can you please give me a little bit of space? Plus, it also makes reading lips easier. But that's something that I usually respect, is allow people to respect their space no matter what. And we know on vacation, everyone's really excited and everyone's kind of just inching to get on the rides or inching to get one thing for food. It's not exactly to change it. So that's what I say to that, is to make sure that to respect people's place at Disney, and especially right now with people who have it. And we understand if you wear a backpack, just be careful with how you swing it. Or if you wear Mickey ears during a show, please, as soon as you enter in a theater, like I have mine right now, I did a TikTok for a girl who is in a coma right now and she loves Small World, and the dad made a dance on TikTok and it's going viral, which is great. Besides the point that you would take ears, so if you had ears on, respectfully, when you get in the theater, take them off. Obviously fix your hair like it did mine. You can fix it and then keep it in your lap with you or in your bag until the show ends, and then you can put them back on. To be respectful of people's space, and also remember that there's children that's possibly watching. The same will go to parades and shows. If you have kids that are in front of you that can't see, that are not tall enough to see above you, please ask them to be in front of you. Especially during parades, please allow the kids to be at the closest to the sidewalk as possible. It allows them to see all the characters, and you guys still are able to do that. So make sure you guys have a chance to do that. Let's see. Oh, Dean. Yeah, Dean, I get that too. I still get it in retail. Yeah, I don't set the price. I just take the orders. Yeah, exactly. Gina says, that's a good advice. I actually think that a price tag speaks for itself, and it's not very wise to complain to someone who has no authority to change prices. It is Disney, not a tag sale. Exactly. Yes, like people who constantly wear backpacks and constantly bump into you. I haven't had that problem myself, but I've had that with strollers. I've had bad luck with people running me over with strollers. Another PSA, please don't run over people with strollers. It's not fun. 6 feet, sir. No, that's only 3, 4, 5 feet, 5 3/4 of a feet. Keep moving. Yeah, exactly. And I will give you guys a tip from all of my cast member family, COVID. So if this COVID is not existent when somebody watches this video, please disadvise this. But in the middle right now, it is October, the 7th, the 16th today? Yeah, I was right on the 16th, and we are in the middle of a global pandemic of COVID. So what my Disney family has told us is that not everyone is wearing their mask exactly how it follows. Please respect the rules. You are on private property when you are on Disney property. Disney has the authority to tell you whether you can wear a mask or not and how you're supposed to wear it. And if you can't follow the instructions, remember that Disney can kick you out for it. And please just be respectful of the cast members. They already are dealing with a lot of guests as is who are, they understand that it's a little frustrating right now with wearing masks. Nobody does want to do that, especially the cast members. Some of them work, still 10, 12-hour shifts, and wear a mask and a face shield all day. So remember that that having a mask on for only 12 hours or a little bit of time, is better circumstances than others. Um, so please wear your mask properly, and if the cast member says that you're not wearing them correctly, please correct it as soon as they make it and not make it worse. I can tell you there's been a few people on social media who've been banned on Disney property for doing something about a mask. And I could tell you it's really frustrating to my Disney cast family in Disney Springs, because a lot of people, unfortunately, are not wearing them like they should. And they are trying the best they can, but the problem is a lot of Disney Springs is third party, and it's not exactly run through Disney. So a lot of times they enforce it differently than Disney would, because it depends on the company and how they enforce their rules for guests or for customers. Just keep that in mind that if you're on Disney property, please respect what Disney wants with masks. Plus, there are for others protections, and when everyone else wears their mask properly, it protects you. So if you say it, you can set the example for others. Remember that. After COVID, hopefully masks will become optional. Keith, we're not sure, this COVID thing is so unpredictable right now, and it's, we don't know a lot of answers, so hopefully we'll find out soon, though. Yeah, follow the rules and make the experience better for all. Exactly. The more the rules you guys can follow, the more the cast members can do their jobs and have fun and, have fun with all of you. They don't, trust me, they do not want to be yelling at people 24/7. I can 100% tell you that. And just don't do that for others, please. Alrighty. Number 4. James says, I bring 4 disposable masks to the park each day and change them out. It's much easier to use a fresh mask every once in a while. James, that's a great idea. You gave me an idea. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Keith says, no 2 Disney vacations are like. Absolutely, I agree. But this is unprecedented. I don't think a lot of people, nobody's wearing masks to Disney, So this is unlike anything, and it's different for everyone, but at the same time, it's something that should be familiar now with how many months we've been in quarantine and how long we've had to wear masks. So, I'm not going to go into more detail with that. But number 4 is to go with dining. And making sure that somebody makes the proper research ahead of time. Make sure that they go to the right attraction, and more importantly, get to the right reservation time. I have seen so many people when I go to reservations on time that they're late and they are confused why Disney charged them $24 because they didn't show up on time. Well, we understand if something broke down or you weren't in control. However, majority of what happens is because of your control or your time management. And when you go to Disney, if you book a reservation, that's a table that's seated. And when tables aren't seated, unfortunately, in business, you're losing money on that table. So remember that to have anything on this. So if you have a dining reservation coming up for 6:30 at night, make sure you have nothing planned up to 6:15 if possible. So that way you can be near the restaurant in the area. You can still hang out, still be in the shops or walk around, but not to be in something where it'll take you past the time. However, Disney does have a 15-minute grace period. So if something does happen where you are stuck somewhere or you were in an area that was very crowded and you couldn't move through it, you do have 15 minutes. But when you're past that time, Disney will charge you the card that you made for the dining reservation. So always keep that in mind, and always make research ahead of time on what's on the menu, especially for a lot of us with food intolerances or food allergies. Make sure you guys look at the menus ahead of time, and if you're never sure about having it family friendly, make sure you guys contact Disney directly via phone. Usually a lot of times they can tell you what the best options are based on what they've done. That's another great tip. Also, if you are food intolerant, a lot of times put it on a dining reservation that tell you right there about food allergies. You can also put on there that you have food intolerances. Either a manager or the head chef will come and talk to you. They'll make sure that all of your dining needs have been made, and they make sure that everything on the menu is perfectly made, so that way it's accessible for you to eat and to not have you be hungry, because obviously that's not fun. So with that, we're going to go into number 3. Number 3 is a CP related question. So unlike you guys that are guests, these are going to go for the college program kids. And college program kids, remember to not have your name tag or make sure you have your identification closed, not out, unless if you need it for something like, for example, your first trip, your first day to the park, you're gonna have to use your blue ID to get it. Only use it when you absolutely need it, and keep the rest smaller. Because honestly, for us, a lot of times we don't want to be recognized as a cast member 24/7. At the beginning, it's awesome because you're not used to it. However, throughout the month, sometimes you just want to do guest things and you don't want to be recognized as cast members. So a lot of times, guys, make sure you guys don't wear your name, wear any identification on you unless if you need to. Unless if you're a CP going through backstage areas, there is one park that we do have to go through backstage in order to get onto the stage so we can go in as a guest. That at that point, please have identification, because I had that happen. This a security guard was like, "What are you doing here?" I'm like, "I'm a cast member. I was a CP. The bus drops me off here, but you have to walk to get into the park." And he's like, "Okay, no, you're fine. Let's go." So CPs out there, that's my tip for you. Number 2 is probably one of the most underrated things that most people don't think about, and that is saying thank you to cast members. Now, a lot of you guys don't know exactly how a cast member life works, the amount of training we do, and the amount of everyday things we do to make sure you guys stay safe, you guys have fun, and you guys enjoy your vacation. So remember, some of these have taken hours and hours of training, along with tons of time on job training before they even start on their own. So remember, if you always have a cast member with the Earning for Ears ribbon underneath their name tag, please be patient with them. A lot of times they're already trained on a lot of things, but it's just putting into practice. And sometimes it'll take some time before anyone's ready to be on stage at Disney. And trust me, for big locations, especially like Emporium, any of the main shops in all the parks, in some places like Disney Style that has a lot of items but a small layout, remember to be patient with that person. If they need to ask a question to another fellow cast member in order to answer your question as a guest, be patient of that and don't get frustrated about it. All of us learn at some point, and it's definitely more about patience for others than to get there. Everyone can learn this information, but it just takes some time. So keep that in mind. If you always have an Earning Your Ears ribbon on a cast member that you meet in the park, just be patient with that person and always be as friendly as possible, because it's pretty stressful at the first couple weeks you start working, because it's a lot of information taken at once and you got to put into practice fairly quickly, and then you have to be on the floor. So the more patient people are with those who are training, we'll set them up for success later in time, because then they'll know that people will, most of the time be patient with them. And number 2 is something to help out with those of us in the accessibility community. For those of you guys who use DAS, to know exactly who's going to be in your party for the majority of the trip. Now, I don't know how this goes for everyone, but most of the time when you get a DAS pass, you have you're given the amount of party what you have in the park. So it allows you to pretty much stay free to that and stick to that as much as you can of that party size, and make sure you guys are mostly together when you guys do check in for that DAS redeeming time. That's always important, and especially when you're going to shows, making sure that you are going to the show plenty in advance, so that way you can set up and have everyone ready, so that way when general admission gets bring into the theater, for example, Phantasmic, when general people get into the theater, you won't get run over or you won't have the chance of injuring somebody else because of that. So that's a big tip. Anyone with disability, make sure if you don't know about how rides or attractions go, to contact City Hall or guest services in any park, and they'll be able to walk it through with them. A lot of these cast members know the ins and outs of the disability systems around the parks, and they'll be able to fully help you be successful. And also, they can contact any cast member in a foreign language to help you if you're not able to speak English. There is a few cast members that do American Sign Language also. So there's ways to be accessible in parks, and those guest service cast members are great resources for that. Make sure you use them. And number one is a really important one that I think every single person that is watching this live stream should be doing. And that is recognizing cast members, amazing cast members, when you guys see them. Now, a lot of times for us, we worked a lot of hours when, we just doing our job, and, a lot of people just say, have a good day or have a magical day. They don't really say thank you. And a lot of times they don't even recognize us when we do go above and beyond for them to make it a magical trip. So if you do find a cast member in the parks that, did an amazing job and did more than what you could have imagined at the time, make sure you guys recognize them. There are a couple ways to do that. So you can either contact their manager directly, and if you guys want to know what the manager is, the manager will usually be wearing business casual clothing along with their name tag. It's a great way to tell them directly, and usually they can do a direct either for the keys card or put it in their record on, I believe they can put them as a separate entity in the record. Another option is using the cast compliment system on Twitter. So if you guys have Twitter, this is the easiest way to do it, and it's kind of something you can do on the spot. All you need is the cast member's name, the hometown on their name tag, and where you found them in the park. So you can say you met Chris from Orlando in Epcot on Living with the Land, and you can say he did amazing, like, please recognize him, and then you would use the hashtag cast compliment, and you would do it at Walt Disney World guest service on Twitter. That's a great way to recognize them, let them know what they have. What that does is once that gets done by Twitter, it goes directly to their leader or proprietor of their area. They get it printed out, and I think sometimes they get a prize with them. I don't remember because they've changed it since I've been there. But that's something that's great to do, is to recognize them, because it goes on their record cards, and it makes sure to let them know that, hey, we do value them, we do respect them. And the one that I do most of the time for those that are really great in the park that I really want to make sure to recognize is to either go to guest relations or to write a letter to the Walt Disney Company. And you can write a letter and send them in, and it would go directly to the cast member, and you'll be able to see it. It's a great way of doing that, and it's awesome. And then with guest relations, all you have to do is go to guest relations in the front of any theme park, as well as any Disney resort. You can do as well. You can ask them, hey, I want to recognize an amazing cast member that was in the park. We want to recognize them for all the hard work they've been doing. They'll get you the right information, and it will allow you to effectively say that to the cast member. You can also do little things, and actually that'll bring up a little bit of what I'm doing tomorrow, but you can buy stickers from small businesses, tell cast members some people have designed thank you stickers. You guys can hand them out in the park. You can get them little things like a little thing of candy, say thank you. You could do a fun card. Like, a lot of cast members, when we get that, we feel so good. Sometimes when kids make drawings too, it's really fun. It's a great way to memorize our trips. And for housekeeping, you can make creative envelopes. You can make them designed with a different character every day, or you can do something magical like that. That's a great way to make magic for cast members. Like, for sometimes housekeeping, leaving a bottled water for for some of the cast members who's working in the rooms. And that's a great way to give back to cast members. Little things you guys can do in the park that make a really big difference and can help us get through a long shift means a lot. And I remember when someone bought me a little thing of candy That was great, and it was so fun. Also, giving up your seat on the bus is also another idea. Making sure you allow those of us with disabilities or someone when they're older or you have a mom standing there, please try to give up your seat and stand. It's not very hard. I did it for 6 months, and anyone can do it. Just takes a couple of days to figure it out. But yeah. Oh, hi, Jeffrey Resendez. Sorry, I didn't see your comment. I was too much into it. But hello, Jeffrey. Hello. And I'll certainly pray for your uncle. Dean says, I just started following hashtag cast compliment on Instagram. I've been seeing a lot of great posts with cast members bringing the magic. Absolutely, Dean. That's what exactly it's been all about. Cast Compliments fairly new. It just started rolling out the spring of when I finished my college program, which was 2017. So spring of 2017, they started that program out, and it seems to be doing fairly well with recognizing cast. And we've used it on our past trips, and it makes it really easy. We just take a notepad with us. We write down our location. We write what our thoughts are, and sometimes one night when we get back to the resort, sometimes we write that. Back in the day before cast compliments, they would just be doing applausograms, and that's what you would do at guest relations. I think now it comes electronically now, but I don't exactly remember. But Dean, if you try to do a cast compliment for somebody, try to join Twitter and use it via Twitter. I haven't seen a way of doing it on Instagram yet, but I'm sure Disney will figure that out soon. Or doing it with the guest relations route. It's always great to know. Let's see. Games right. I hold a couple things too. Oh, yay. I have a couple things too. Men, when the buses are full and you see a mom often holding a toddler standing, give up your seat. You'll feel good as a gentleman and the mom will be happy. Absolutely. That's 100% true. 100%. 100%. Yes. And all of us young adults, we can also give up our seats too. That's very sad. James says, tip the housekeeper, leave a tip on the note. Yeah, the best thing we've done our last couple trips with housekeeping is we would actually make decorated envelopes. It's a little way for us to make magic for us, in the park. So a lot of times we would make them ahead of advance at home. We would have them themed to a different Disney. Sometimes we do it for characters. Sometimes we would do it for different movies every single day of our trip, and we would leave them with housekeeping. It was a great way to make sure that they got a little bit of magic in the day. And now that you brought up that idea, James, thank you, because now I'm going to start making envelopes for this trip, so thank you. But it's great. We like that, and we always leave a note for them. Especially me as a former Disney cast member, I always like to recognize our fellow cast family. And that's always great. The housekeepers work, I know a ton. I had a roommate who did that. She said she would do like upwards to 35 to 50 rooms a day, which sounds like a lot in a short, amount of time. And you got to remember, some of them you have to go to different buildings to get supplies and things like that. So definitely something to know. Hi, Philly crew. Hello. You haven't been in my videos in quite some time. Hello. This is a good one. This is a top 10 list of things that you would like to know coming from a cast member. James also says, meet new people when you're there. Disney gets people from all over the world. Be a good ambassador for America and say hello to our foreign guests. Actually, James, what's funny is that I didn't really get as many foreign travelers as I thought. Most of the time, the year that I was there, we were there for the Warrior Games in the summer, and that was held at ESPN Worldwide Sports, and the president was involved. I believe Obama was still in office. And it was so cool, and that was the only time I did meet internationals, but I talked to some of the athletes that were a part of this, and their stories that they told, and I said, it's so empowering to know, their sacrifice. They didn't want to end with just their sacrifice. They wanted to do something with it, and they thought there's something they can do, and I thought that was really cool. And some of them showed their medals. Like when they won, they came back to my location. They showed us all their medals, which is quite an honor. And we made specialty buttons for them to celebrate this, moment, because it's something so unique. Like, when can you compete at the most magical place on earth? So that's always something we do. So that's fun. Yeah. Hello, Ron and Meredith. Hope you're having a good day. Sorry, I missed your stream on Movie Marathon Week, but I was also not into horror films. I'm not good with gory stuff, so yeah. Hey, to Philly crew, you guys have been to the parks a lot. Is there a favorite thing you like to do for cast members? I always am asking people. I think I'm gonna start to ask people right now until the end, and we kind of chat and see what you guys do. So Would love to hear your thoughts of how you guys recognize cast members in the parks. You guys have been vlogging in the parks for quite some time. Would love your thoughts. And again, guys, make sure you guys, especially right now with the layoffs been happening, make sure you guys support all the cast members who have made magic for us. If you know somebody in the circle or somebody that you know of that did get laid off from Disney, please send them your love and tell them that, and provide support. It's such a big thing right now, especially in the middle of this pandemic. So important. James says one other thing. The other thing I like to do, a bit corny, is I always stop and fuss over little girls dressed in princess costumes and tell them how much they look like a princess. Absolutely, I think every cast member does that all the time, and it's so fun. For me, we were right next to the Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique in Disney Springs, so we would always have a princess parade at around 3 p.m. and we would sometimes they would have us go outside and go cheer for them, which was a fun little activity that happened a lot. And this was after they moved, so they went to right by Once Upon a Toys location. In Disney, in the World of Disney, they would do it in the shop, which is cute. Have them walk across the tire shop with that. And it's pretty fun. I enjoyed that. But yeah, the Philly Cruise saying hello to everyone. I'll just wait until updates here because I don't know why, but it just seems a little bit not up to date on this. I guess I could go on my iPhone and see if there's any updates in the. I'm going to turn down the volume so you're not hearing me in the background. But yeah, I would love to hear you guys' thoughts about what you guys like to do for cast in the park. And if you guys are on Team Replay and you've watched this so long, make sure you guys like this video. It helps us get YouTube's attention. That would mean a lot to me. But make sure you guys comment down below if you're watching Team Replay how you like to recognize cast members when you guys go to Disney. Everyone does their unique things of doing things in the park, and I would love to have everyone know. The Philly Crew just put in their answers. We love chit-chatting with cast members. This has always helped us getting tips about merch or getting tips on best times to experience attractions. Absolutely, that's a great way. I love when guests want to chat with us and ask questions. I think that's great. Oh, hi, car key. We found our car key. Yay! I'm jumping on the bandwagon, Carol. I'm sorry. Alrighty, and James Ryan. Yep, hello. But yeah, chit-chatting with the cast members is a great way to spend your time. Especially when you have downtime and you want to spend time with it. It's really exciting to be a part of that. So I think it's an amazing idea to be a part of that. And I'm going to finish the rest of the live stream in these ears because they're really cute. These will be in my upcoming, well, probably won't be anymore. I bought these at my store that I worked at. And they're awesome. And they're like the kids' ones, but they're not tied in my ears, which means you can just wear them and have fun. And I'll probably just wear my hair like I normally do. And that way it stays. But yeah, I enjoy that. But chatting with cast members is a great way to get to know them, let them know, that they're appreciated, that you appreciate their time. You can always ask them also, what are their recommendations of places to eat. That's what I love to ask cast members sometimes is what their favorite places are. Because sometimes I'm not as open and I can always let people know, what do you guys like to do while you're a guest? And usually they'll give you a fun suggestions or something that you maybe never thought to do. And it gives you fun ideas to do around the parks. Sometimes they give you advice of what to do sometimes outside of the parks, like a fun place to either try and get food from or, something like that. You just know. But yeah. But I would love everyone else's opinion. Does anyone else have any fun ideas they use? I use note cards. That's what I use. Note cards or mini paper cards to make some thank you notes for cast members, or I may give or I grab a little piece of candy and take it with me to the park, like a mint or something, give it to them. It's a great way to get their day going and make them feel, good about the entire day. But that's my thoughts. but I would love to hear yours. And then we're going to wrap it up in a few minutes. We're going to talk about what tomorrow's special edition of the show is going to look like for tomorrow, because everyone's going to be like, wait. And for those of you who are here, you're like, wait, Caitlin's streaming tomorrow? Yeah, we're doing a special edition, especially catching up with Caitlin. I haven't told anyone else about this yet, so you guys are the first to hear, and I would love to do that. James also says, I enjoy speaking Spanish to many of the housekeepers, and we laugh about my American accent. LOL, I always thank them for keeping my room so nice. That's awesome. Yeah, James, make sure to take care of the housekeeping, and also say thank you to the resort pool staff, especially lifeguards. Lifeguards, they do need a lot of attention and safety things for a lot of things, so when they're off off the clock, make sure to thank them for what they do as also, because lifeguards are pretty essential for helping to keep the pool as safe as possible. I'm going to give you guys your final thoughts of ways that you guys can help. Or if I missed any tips that you guys think I should have told from a cast member point of view, make sure you guys write them in the comments. And we'll go a couple minutes after, since I was late today. And I will explain to you guys what's happening tomorrow in ways that I need your guys' help. So anyone in Team Replay, I need your help, and I would love for you guys to help as many of my cast family as possible. And this is not going to happen alone. This is going to happen with all of us coming together to help as many people as possible. So I'll give you guys about 30 seconds to see if there's anything more. Oh, Karki says, I like to notice names and hometowns on CM's name tag, and then I can thank them by name or ask them about their hometowns. That's a great way of recognizing them. Karki, sometimes the little things like that, recognizing their name or letting them know what's going on, can certainly help you in a situation, and allows us, to be a part of that topic together. It's definitely fantastic, and I love that. That's actually a great tip. Love doing that. All right, with that, I think we're going to end that. That's our top 10 right there. So, and again, cast members, if you're watching this afterwards and you miss things that I should have said, please write them in the comments, so that way more of you guys can figure out, new things. And then with tomorrow, guys, I'm doing a special. I don't know what's happening with StreamYard today. I click onto the banners tab, and then it takes me back to the beginning of StreamYard. StreamYard is acting weird on me. Sorry, guys. That was the weirdest thing on the planet. Okay. So tomorrow. Dun, 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 dun. I know. Sorry, Dean. We are back. So this is what's going to happen tomorrow. Magic for Magic Makers is a nonprofit that is currently helping as many cast members as possible throughout this pandemic. And luckily, I have gotten in contact with her with the amount of work I've been doing on TikTok. I've been recently be able to get in contact with her, and I've been able to confirm with her that I am sitting down with her tomorrow. So we need your help. So as soon as this live stream is over today, I'm going to be uploading that thumbnail and that live stream as soon as it goes live. Once it goes to my social media, which is my Twitter, my Instagram, as well as on my TikTok, I will be allowing you guys to share it. Please share it with as many people in this community as possible. I would love for Dana to have as many questions as possible from all of you. And also, please help as many cast members as possible in the middle of this pandemic. I'm committed since day one of hearing these layoffs that I want to make a difference for a lot of these cast members who are desperate for help. And this won't happen alone. This will happen if all of us come together as YouTubers and as the YouTube community that we are, and the strong community we are, and allows us to have fun with that topic. So if you guys share it, please share it to bigger YouTubers on here. Let them know that there's going to be somebody in the community that's truly helping this whole situation happen right now, and it would truly help us. So it's going to be Dana from Magic for Magic Maker. She makes a really big channel over on TikTok. She also has a Facebook page, and she also can donate directly via Venmo. She's basically, her process is using nominated cast members that's named from their coworkers and their friends and family to nominate them for donation. And it'll happen on both coasts. They just started opening Disneyland, and they're doing Walt Disney World cast members as well. Allows you ways to help. I'm also going to be giving continual updates to information from Walt Disney World as well as cast members in need, to let them know what possible places to help them as much as possible in the middle of this pandemic. So we're gonna be doing no self promo tonight, tomorrow night. So nothing about upcoming videos or upcoming streams. I just want to allow Dana to have the spotlight, allow her to answer as many questions from you guys as well as myself. To help you guys, make the decision to help support Dana in her mission of helping as many cast members through this layoff as possible. I would really appreciate all of your guys' help, and if you guys can share the word out to as many people as possible that I'm interviewing a nonprofit that's helping cast members, that would be tremendous, and would basically help. And remember that donating, if you're unable to donate right now, please don't worry about that. Please just share the word. That's going to be your sense of donating. So if you share it on social media and you're not able to donate, please share it to anyone you can on social media. Whether it's somebody that helps in the community or not, allows them to fully get access to that. Dana is going to also be sharing this on her social media as well. As soon as I upload the link, I will be able to text her that information and let her know. So that way she can post it on her social media, so that way both of us can connect. She also has a small Etsy collaboration with another shop that she's creating her thank you stickers that are actually for cast members that you guys can buy for the products for cast members. And you can also do it for the logo, which is Magic for Magic Makers, and it's a really awesome logo. I really enjoy it. But with that, my upcoming videos, this next upcoming Wednesday at 4 p.m. Eastern is going to be my video for the Wonderful World of Walter board game swap. That video has been coming for quite some time. Unfortunately, with the layoff situation, I haven't been able mentally to edit. Luckily, I started editing today, and I should be able to get it done by upload time. I'm not sure if I'm going to do it as a premiere or I'm going to do it as a video upload, but as soon as I do, I will let you guys know on social media. And I'm also making a video soon about Happy Planner. Happy Planner did a collaboration with Disney on a Mickey and Friends collection. I would love to share it with you all before I set it up for my January 2021. I'm excited to use that, and I'm actually going to be using it for some of the YouTube collabs I've been doing in the future. My third and final plug for the night is going to be about Polka Dot Podcast. Leslie from Polka Dot Podcast reached out to me and she asked for my CP story. So you guys be able to learn a little bit more about my cast member journey, and my personal journey with disability to going to working as a cast member. It's definitely a great way to help. And as soon as that date gets posted from when the podcast goes live, please check out all my social media. I will let you know on my live stream as soon as it's up to date and it's uploaded onto her podcast. Would love for you all to support it and to share it out, because it's pretty cool. This is like the first interview I've had, which is going to be awesome. I'm going to really enjoy this. Also, the week of the 28th, which is the week before the week of I'm going, I'm also going to be on One Stop Mouse's channel coming up very soon. I believe the 28th was what we agreed with. Yeah, 28th of this month, at 7 p.m. Eastern. Pretty sure it's 7 p.m. Eastern. And we will be doing a short interview on Wednesday. That'll be fun. Unfortunately, I'll be missing Pete's stream, but I'll just be watching the replay. But make sure you guys check it out with One Stop Mouse. He's awesome. I'd love for you guys to support him. He's the fellow laid-off cast member, and he was also on my Greatest Showman live stream, which you guys haven't seen yet. You should see it. Also, today I hit a milestone. Today I hit 240 on my channel, which is pretty exciting. Thank you all for your tremendous support. And I think I'm pretty close to 400 if I'm thinking correctly on my TubeBuddy. Let me just see. I look forward to hearing the podcast episode. I do too. Oh, my subscriber count. Oh, never mind. It didn't get updated. Hold on. Well, now my subscriber count went down again, so now I'm back to 239. This YouTube thing lately has been interesting. So let me see how close we are here. So right now I passed my 3,500 view mark, and I'm 456 to go until 4,000, which is pretty insane. And also thank you guys to helping me. I know some of you guys don't follow me on TikTok. However, thank you guys who have supported me on TikTok. You guys have been incredible. So with that, wrap up. I know this is a little channel that I could, and it's exciting to grow. But with that, guys, make sure you guys have your notifications on for tomorrow, please. As soon as that live stream goes live and I put it up on Twitter and Instagram, please start sharing it with people. Because I need as many people as possible to come and join me on this live stream. This is very important to me, and it's something that I would love the YouTube community to rally for and to help Dana and her mission to helping as many people as possible. And it doesn't happen alone. It's something the entire community can do. And I know this group of people that are here in the live chat has a lot of connections, and we can be able to make this happen. So to all the people in live chat, James Ryan, Karki, Dean the Legster, Brock, Dean the Turkey Legster, Disney's Adventure, big Disney fan, the Philly crew, Jeffrey Resendez. Guys, you're all amazing. You guys do amazing things for us in our channel, and I know you guys all have connections to help as many people as possible. And let's give cast members the magic they deserve and give a little bit of magic to them for all the magic they have made for us. With that, you guys know what time it is. It is about time to switch over to channels. Guys, Monarch Moments is going live right now on their normal Friday night show, and also Dole Whip Dad. If you guys go to either one of their channels, you have to use the hashtag "This is a Blue Crew Invasion," and that will let you guys know that it has been a Caitlin transition, to let you guys know that Caitlin sent you. And if they don't know that was my name, just say, "Hey, Caitlin from Make It Blue sent you." But I like the Blue Crew Invasion. That's a little bit better. Make sure you guys use that hashtag. I will put it in the chat really quick. Crew Invasion. Alrighty. You're gonna use that. You're gonna use that comment down there. Well, it's down here for all of me on StreamYard, but I know it's up here somewhere for you guys. But make sure you guys go and use that hashtag when you guys go over to other streams. Dole Whip Dad's going live with the Mickey Bunch and Taylor May Magic. And I don't know what Monarch Marmons is doing tonight, but please go to both and support them on this Friday evening. And guys, I will see you tomorrow evening at 5 p.m. Eastern for a very important special edition of Catching Up with Caitlin, with helping Dana for Magic Makers grow and help as many cast members as possible in this pandemic. Guys, with that, you all have a magical day, as cast members once say, like myself, and I will see you on the next stream, which is tomorrow. And make sure you guys stay tuned to videos this week. Bye, guys.